This is a HeadGum podcast.
Now on today's program, a Michael Crichton adaptation that has nothing to do with monsters. It's Disclosure. Ugh. I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadak.
Chris Cabin.
Eric Siska. I don't know why I'm laughing, but I am.
And we hate movies. Everyone, welcome to We Hate Movies. Thank you for tuning in. As always, this week on the program, it's the sexual harassment cyber thriller Disclosure from 1994, directed by Barry Levinson.
Well, actually, we are partnering with Your Job's HR firm. This is actually
Yes.
going to be it's a dual We Hate Movies episode and sex harassment seminar. What to do, what not to do.
Thank you, Steve, for bringing this up. We actually got notified from your employer that you've downloaded this podcast, so we're going to have a seminar about sexual harassment.
Everybody have their hands above the table.
That's right.
At all times.
Mm-hmm.
There's coffee in back.
You have to be sitting on a folding chair right now to hear this. So,
And when you complete it, you do have to mail that to your HR representative that you have completed the course.
Right. Yep.
You will get a certificate.
tell your boss about We Hate Movies.
There were donuts, but Donna's here, so
Donna is, of course, another name for Chris Cabin.
So yeah, this is a Michael Crichton joint by Barry Levinson.
Yep.
you know.
From Diner to Disclosure. The Barry Levinson.
Barry
Wag the
Levinson.
dog.
That sounds like a book I wouldn't read.
And then Wag the Dog after this, which is a great movie.
And then Men in Black, and then
No, that's Sonnenfeld.
That's
I always get him mixed up.
I was doing it last night myself. Because what are the odds?
Levinson's Rain Man and
Okay.
the
Rain Man's a movie that doesn't hold up. That's
awful
for sure.
movie. It's an awful movie, and he's doing the new Madoff movie.
Oh.
Which looks good.
Looks
The
okay.
Wizard of Lies.
Wait, who's
It's the Wizard of Lies.
That's what it's called?
Yeah, and
that's
it's
a
Bobby
stupid
De Niro as Madoff.
No.
It's a stupid title.
They should have got Bob Balaban.
That would
Bob
be great.
Balaban can't play Bernie
He can
Madoff.
play anything. Why don't you have a little faith in Bob?
Look, I love Balbs, okay? But Balbs would play a dude who got fucking swindled by him. What do
I
you mean
think-
my whole
I-
family fortune's gone?
I think the Balbs has more range than people give him
Yeah,
credit
I mean,
for.
Balaban plays the xenomorph in the new Alien Covenant.
Oh,
That's
you,
true.
you know what?
That's
You're right. I
true.
forgot
I didn't
that.
want
I
to
did
spoil
forget that.
it, but
That's
I
true.
forgot that.
That's
I forgot
true.
that.
there's a little Bob Balaban that goes through somebody's head.
It's just Bob Balaban is just the little tongue head. He's not the whole thing.
I know Andre Gregory.
That is the last thing I want to hear. What would be his Oscar? Like, what's the
For Balbs?
Yeah, like what's like the role that would get Bob Balaban an Oscar?
Bernie Madoff.
Yeah, you already got there.
Oh, that's a great question. I mean, it's maybe some kind of like extraordinary college professor story.
I got it.
Oh,
Harry S. Truman.
Wow.
Wow.
That nail meat head.
I think he's a little too short for Truman, though.
Well,
You'd have
give
to,
him,
you
give
have
him
to,
some lifts.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm not disqualifying
Put
him.
some stilts on
no, you
that.
just film him like Gandalf.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. You make
Gandalf, that Peter Jackson directs the
Harry S.
Truman story. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, there were a lot of goblins in that Harry S. Truman movie. I didn't understand that.
There are all these orcs below the FBI.
Orlando Bloom could play the pilot for the
Enola Gay?
Yes, thank you. Where he drops those bombs, the Jake and the Fat Man, I think the bombs were called that they
Yes.
dropped on the Japanese there.
Wait, is that true?
Well, no, one of them it's like Big
The
Boy
Fat
and
Boy,
Little Boy or
yeah, or
Fat
something.
Boy or something like
Yeah.
that.
Because I was like,
We were
what?
having a lot of fun that day.
Well, I mean, I hear Jake and the Fat Man. Of course, I think of the classic television detective show.
That's the joke I was making. They're
Dumping
similar.
Raymond Burr on him? Oh, that's Perry Mason.
So disclosure.
So
Right.
we
But-
apologize for what happened in this podcast so far. We're back to the HR portion.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Why is this movie structured like The Shining?
Yes,
Very
Yep.
true, because
Interesting.
there's shots of like Friday, boom. It's like this car driving in the wilderness. And you're like, what the fuck?
It's because it's not just the days of the week, but it's also aerial shots of cars driving in the woods.
Because I think they're trying to put this in your head, and I don't know, maybe this is just the white male in me talking. Because
Sure.
watching this whole thing, I'm just like, Okay, so when does he decide to pull the plug on the whole family experiment and just off his kids, off his wife, off himself? Because a lot of guys do that.
Yep. There needed to be.
They shouldn't.
There
but
needed
they
to
do
be a solid Manchester by the Sea house fire in this movie, and it just doesn't happen in this story.
Well, I was going out. We were hanging out. We were blowing rails and drinking beer. I went out for more beer. I didn't know that the burner was still on.
You want to get fucked, huh?
You're gonna get fucked, family. You're gonna get fucked.
You want to fuck my family?
Here's the thing. This movie, to your point, Eric, is persecuted white male the movie. Like,
Yeah.
holy
yeah.
ever-loving shit. It's like, oh my God, the women are coming for our jobs, and it's not fucking fair.
As my wife pointed out, Michael Douglas's character leaves this movie to go on to be a men's rights activist.
It is. He's a red pill motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like,
What does that mean?
That means
is-
he watches YouTube a lot, right?
Yes.
But, by the way, you're not an alpha male if you watch YouTube a lot.
Does it mean he's got one of those Beats by Dre pill speakers?
No, it's a Matrix reference. Which
Oh, well,
is,
yeah.
ironic for people who hate women. It's a Matrix reference
Right.
wherein the red pill was what Neo took to waken himself up.
Oh.
That's how you become Cernan.
So now you're awake and you know that women stink.
Yeah, because the feminists have been putting pills in your butt
Oh, shit. Is that what's
or
happening?
mouth. The mouth is kind of the face.
No, I
butt.
think you take the red pill, you believe in Pizzagate, that's it.
It's true. There's no middle ground. I agree.
You know what I've been thinking about a lot lately, speaking of Pizzagate? You remember they had their Pizzagate protest? Like
Oh,
a
yeah.
while. It was a while
Yeah,
back
yeah.
now. And they had that famous photo of like that family.
Yes.
And it was clear that like, because it was like parents, like a dude and a lady, and then like two kids. And I was like, you know, they should follow up on the kids of the
Yes.
Pizzagate protest parents like 10 years from now. See if you're still talking to your family.
That's a surefire way of like, once I'm out of the house, goodbye.
I think that was like, you bring kids to a Pizzagate protest. Guess what? You don't have kids anymore.
Yep.
Child Protective Services.
You think there was a Pizza Hut social media person that was like thinking about using Pizzagate?
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
how do I?
Definitely.
And
They
then
were
like
crunching
kind
the
of-
numbers.
They backed off.
Yeah,
like,
they had already photoshopped a bunch of breadsticks and pepperonis in a gate. Like, this is not what that's about, man. Like, we
Look
can't
up.
go.
Go on Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Figure it out, dude. It's right there.
Basement full of breadsticks.
It's like
shit.
you know where you won't find a child sex ring? Down on Wing Street.
So this is a movie, by the way, in case anyone was wondering. It's a movie wherein Michael Douglas
Right.
gets sexually harassed by a woman.
Right.
It goes both ways, you guys. It goes both
It
ways.
happens.
Because you know what? As we learn in this movie, sexual harassment or sexual harassment, sexual harassment, it's not about sex. It's about power.
But even the problem is, this movie isn't even about sexual harassment.
It's about virtual reality, goddammit.
about virtual reality.
Sexual harassment doesn't work unless you got power.
You can't sexually harass on water. Not unless you got power.
Well, you're right.
It's the last episode of We Hate Movies.
Goodbye.
No, it's about virtual reality. It's about intercompany politics and
Yep.
some sort of scam that is happening from Jump Street that I'm still not even sure what the scam was.
It's five-dimensional chess, Steve.
Yeah,
you gotta get ready for it,
is
man.
It's 6-dimensional chess.
I feel like Dylan Baker is 20 moves ahead of the audience in this movie.
and we never catch up to him.
I don't know what the fucking point is. What are they trying to set him up for?
I'm sorry. The short answer is they're trying to set up Michael Douglas so they could fire him for incompetence. And the week that they have,
Oh my God. And he's fighting to like keep his job, to be with these people that fucking hate his guts and think he's incompetent and don't want him around to begin with.
yes.
I think
It's
they want his
insane.
stock options is the end of because he has that's his big out is
Yes.
that I have the stock options even if they got rid of me even if they didn't give me the vice
promotion,
presidency
Yeah.
I will have these stock options.
Which,
Something
by the way,
is going on with
will
that.
go nowhere.
Will go
because
nowhere.
No one's using VR libraries.
All this big merger is this company is excited to buy Donald Sutherland's company. He's the head of the company that Michael Douglas works for. And their big development is a virtual reality interface used solely as a filing system.
They do. There is a line that it's like, this is for presentation purposes. It's not. We're not actually going to make a file system. They do. There's like something that's under the radar to be like, we're just showing you the application, like
The first wave. This is the first
It's
wave.
What's
so much
possible.
more difficult than actually putting a file away. I have to put on a helmet, walk around a fake mist-like library.
It's a mind palace, brother.
It's stupid.
And it takes you 10 minutes to move fucking 1 foot forward in this world.
Do you remember, it reminds me of, you ever see that mid-90s SNL sketch Virtual Book with Michael McKean?
I don't think so.
It's virtual reality books, and it's Michael McKean. And it's like, it's the beauty of virtual reality books. You're thrust into your favorite books, but the gag is you put the helmet on and you're just reading a book,
Right.
And that's
yeah.
in a virtual
Yeah.
reality experience. Yeah,
It's much like this because they're just looking at files.
you're just grabbing files.
Well, I could do that on a regular computer.
I could do that on physically. I could grab those
Yeah.
files.
You just have a fucking filing cabinet.
Can I
you're-
say, but before all that, like with the sexual harassment shit,
Yeah.
like you hate Michael Douglas before the credits even end.
yeah,
Because he's in his house and his, like, you hear them chattering his whole family, the
Yeah.
whole thing.
Kathy, you got your jacket or what?
You got your rain boots? Are you ready to go outside? God damn it.
He's just yelling at these kids.
So the daughter is saying something like, "Oh, my friend Cindy, she has 2 mothers."
Yeah.
And like he says, "Oh, that's interesting."
yeah, he's ready to
I'm like,
fucking
"Oh,
throw.
1994."
Oh, man, I hate the where the future's going.
Yeah, it's like a fucking Dave's World column. Like, you know what, dude?
What's a Dave's World?
What's that?
Dave
name?
Barry.
Dave Barry. Yeah.
Does he hates women?
No, it's more just like I can't believe what's going on these days.
He's a dude that will complain about millennials and their $9 cups of coffee.
Oh,
One of the-
Joe, so tough for Dave.
Forever, immortalized by Harry Anderson in the sitcom Dave's World.
That's right.
Who could care?
Who could care? So he goes to work. He shows up to work a little late because, and it's your white guy day where it's the day of the big promotion. I've never been in this position where someone's like, today's the day I get my big promotion. Everyone told me I'm getting a promotion today.
And on top of that, he's just like, yeah, I could be a few hours late.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because he's
Just
consistent.
puttering around the house.
I don't even think it's like an excuse for the kids or whatever. He's consistently late to his job in this movie. And
Yeah.
that's not how you climb the ladder.
You get high up there, man, and all of a sudden it doesn't matter. You're one of the honchos.
Listen, now, again, I'm a representative of your HR department if you're listening to this. And I
Sure.
just want to say that, 30 minutes late's fine. Nothing more than that, all right?
Yeah.
That's official policy.
company. Or you got to make that time up afterwards.
Or you have to call up Dennis Miller and at least tell him.
Yeah.
You got to tell him that you're going to be
Right.
late in.
Check in with your, I guess he's a subordinate?
He's
He is a
Or
subordinate.
is he a
yeah.
side ordinate?
He's a subordinate. They're trying to make a prime ordinate.
Either way, Dennis Miller's in this movie, and him and Douglas are battling for fucking mullet supremacy in this movie.
It's your '90s Seinfeldian yuppie
It's
mullet.
so bad.
This is
Everyone
my
had
Alien
him.
versus Predator.
By the way, Miller wins, I think, by like an inch.
He's got this was like Dennis Miller, his comedy special. I can be in movies now.
Yep.
It
was happening.
Murder at 1600. He had this beard
Bordello of Blood.
Bordello of Blood, The Net, like
Yep.
those are like roles where he's just like in movies, just kind of telling people information and then walking away.
Telling people information, but also just slightly edging in some Dennis Miller intelligent barbs. at
Uh-huh. Oh,
people.
yeah.
Oh God.
So he's late for this thing, and he's got a meeting with Donald Sutherland, and like,
this was what was shocking to me, first of all, and I realized I could never be in the world of high business because
Oh, this was the one?
this is one of several reasons.
wait, hold on, you're not torpedoing our project that you're going to star in called High Business, are you?
Oh well, no, that's
Right?
that's a
what-
different kind of high business.
That's the movie where we are selling marijuana.
Yes. Yeah. No.
Tish.
I'm talking about like this world of like I'm jazzed about a promotion kind of a thing because he gets in and they're like Dennis Miller's like, hey babe, you're late. Donald Sutherland was already walking through your office at 8:30. I was like,
fucking 30.
Oh yeah, man.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, that is bizarre.
And then there's a
Fire me now.
there's a meeting at 7:30, and it's like, no way in fucking hell. No way.
are
Who
you
would do?
talking
Who
about?
would even do that? That's fucking crazy. Who would even do that? What is this? High school? What is it? The day end at 3?
You're trying to sink your own fucking company.
7:30.
Listen, 9:30 minimum.
Yes,
That's the earliest you can go.
for a meeting. Absolutely, 7:30.
For a
That means I
meeting,
got to come in at 7, have my coffee, check Google for a bit, and then I could go into the meeting.
What
Well,
am
if
I
it's-
waking up at 3 a.m.?
Yes. To make it to the mainland.
Are we doing morning radio? What are we doing at 7:30?
What? Yeah,
Do I have to
exactly.
get up and give
Holy
someone a fucking traffic report? Like, come on, 7:30. You're making a computer simulation. What do you need
That's-
to be up that
Listen,
early
you're a
for?
computer company. If anything, you should be in later than anyone else.
Yes.
Remote workstations.
Yes. So yeah, that's what they're in. They're doing VR stuff. It's weird because it's both software and hardware at the same time. Like because Michael Douglas, he's in operations and production, and his thing is like I have to make sure that the drives work, and there's something wrong with the
developing
drives.
CD-ROMs.
Yeah.
We're making CD-ROMs.
Dude, we are talking about making a portable CD-ROM drive. Like it's so funny, and I get it. Like it's 2017 now. We're a long ways away from this,
Sure.
and like back then, this was deemed like cutting edge, whatever. But Jesus Christ, does it just seem quaint?
Now, Arthur, don't try to screw me with these drives here.
I just bought a portable CD drive. So how about that?
What for what?
Well, I guess it's
You time traveling?
DVD. No, because my fucking new computer doesn't have a DVD player.
Oh,
Because now we're getting to that realm of reality where this fucking disclosure tech is becoming real.
Wait, but so why do you need a CD-ROM drive?
Well, because to rip things.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Rip roaring.
Rip roaring, baby. I guess it's a DVD RW.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's like because a lot of the new MacBooks and whatnot or I guess the Airs are foregoing that shit, and yeah, you can get like a drive that you carry. They make them for Blu-rays too.
How else am I going to get audio from TJ Hooker episodes?
That's totally true.
So yeah, he's like, he's having a bad day. He comes in a little later than he should. He ruins his tie, and Dylan Baker is like,
Toothpaste on my tie. God damn it.
Dylan Baker is, and also just take the fucking tie off at that point.
Yeah.
You're wearing a
Yeah.
suit, like you're fine.
You look
Yeah.
great. You're fucking Michael Douglas.
Exactly. Dylan Baker is like, have they told you? And Dylan's like, told you what, Dylan Baker? Ew.
Well, that's
It's
it's
like
Dylan
first of all, you
Baker.
see Dylan Baker. Ew.
Yeah. Well, yeah. What are you gonna fucking say to me, creep?
Is that a teen bop underneath
It's-
New York
I mean,
Times?
isn't it just sad that happened to Dylan Baker? You do one fucking Todd
No.
Solondz movie, and the rest of
you
time,
did
he
it
knew.
too damn well.
That was it.
yeah.
Right,
But-
yeah, he was jerking off to kids.
Yeah, Tiger Beat magazine. And whatnot.
That's the one time you don't want to hit it right out of the park. You want to
Yep.
get a good solid single on
Like
on
Well,
that one.
actually,
he
I-
played an okay pedophile.
No, I feel like you should, do your best for every role you have. And if you do it well, I mean, you do it well, maybe, yeah.
Well, you can't make a career out of playing pedophiles.
Has he done it more than once?
No, I don't know.
I
That's,
feel like you
Jackie
can't.
Earle Haley's job.
What was Dylan Baker was in one of the Spider-Man?
He was in a couple of Spider-Man.
He was supposed to
all
be a
three,
reptile.
actually. Lizard.
Lizard, yeah.
Yeah,
Lizard,
the
yeah.
villain that never
Now,
came to be.
What is the difference between Lizard and Reptile?
Well, Reptile's a Mortal Kombat character.
He had a mask.
Wait, did Spider-Man fight him?
No.
Probably in some crossover, right, Steve?
Yeah.
Maybe one of them crossover video games they have.
The new Mortal Kombat, everyone, like Jason's in them, the Predator's in the new Mortal Kombat.
What?
Just
the
how
Predator.
stupid.
Yeah.
How stupid.
Wow, I got to buy that.
Yeah, exactly.
stupid.
They saw you coming. So Dylan Baker's like, oh, you came in late, blah, blah, blah. Everyone's looking for you.
He does the worst thing though when he's like, "Oh man, have they told you yet?"
Yeah.
And Michael Douglas is like, "No, tell me what." And then he does. It's the most unforgivable thing where he's like, "Oh, I shouldn't say anything."
Oh,
I'm like,
yeah, well-
fuck you, man! You brought it up. Are you kidding me?
You
I
came
hate
here to
that
play.
shit.
Come on.
Basically, he says that they're bringing in somebody else to take your position. You're not going to get the VP job. By the way, they might even fire you. And he starts like kind of freaking out a bit. And he says one of the many very 90s things. He's like, "Hey, you want a Prozac?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, what are
Oh,
you
yep.
Oh.
That's an antidepressant that's going to take a long time to get to you. Like, I got to take it now, and then maybe in a month it'll start kicking in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I need to get on regiment here.
I was a little surprised we got away from a Zima reference.
Oh,
here.
yeah, that's it.
None
Oh
of them.
yeah, I'm gonna celebrate winning my sexual harassment case with an ice cold Zima.
Why don't you go home and fuck a Zima?
So he goes into Sutherland's office. He's all on edge, and Demi Moore is there, and it's kind of revealed that they had a relationship in the past.
Right.
Which kind of, we got to get into what that means, because she's 33. They say that she's 33. Later
Right.
in the movie, they say that like years ago, he's got kids who are about 8, 10.
Yeah.
8 tops.
Let's call it 8, all right? But he lived with her at some point. You know what I mean? And he's
Yeah.
like, was
She
she
was
like
18.
19? Yeah,
I think
exactly.
it was right out of high school.
Right.
Not only that, they went to Napa Valley together on romantic vacations.
Yeah, like this is a real.
Like,
this
this
isn't like
is,
a weekend fling. Like she was like 24. Like this.
Like they're
must have
checking
gone
into a
on.
hotel, and they're like, "Oh, just you and your daughter, then."
Yeah.
I mean,
I honestly feel like most of what Michael Douglas has coming to him is totally warranted
in this movie.
in this movie.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought you meant in real life.
No, I mean,
I don't know about that.
He's a great guy.
He's okay. Gave Eric
He's
a high
great-
five
Yes,
one time.
yes. We went to a screening of Ant-Man, and Michael Douglas gave me a high five.
And to be fair,
I
to
was on
Michael
the down
Douglas, he
low.
was loaded.
Yeah, of course. He was fucked up, of course. Why else would he touch me? But just to paint you a picture, folks at home, I was on the low down, right? And he was on the high up, and he gave me a smackdown.
Yeah, he was. And he
Brilliant.
was wearing like some Stanley sunglasses too. He was like really
was
having
awesome.
it. Yeah,
Does he have the Hank Pym like facial hair going on?
No, he was
Oh,
clean
that
shaven.
sucks.
He was lit. That was a great night. I also yelled at Bill O'Reilly and I said, "Sit down, Pinhead," in the theater. It was fucking awesome. What a night.
So
Greatest night ever.
Donald Sutherland is the boss, and he basically says, you know, we're promoting Demi Moore into the VP position, and
Right.
like the whole thing is like Douglas is like, she doesn't know shit about hard drives, man. She's a corporate stooge. It's like, all right, I guess so.
But like, so we have to think the big picture here from this movie because it's all this engineered thing to, I
The
guess,
Machiavellian nonsense.
It's something.
to gobble up these Michael Douglas stock options is maybe the idea. So they're like, all right, did he ever fuck anybody in high finance? Like,
Who can we?
because it's like, did she get this job because they used to have a relationship? So that way it's easier to engineer this whole sexual harassment, whatever?
I think she must have hatched the plan with Donald Sutherland.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Is Sutherland the larger mind here? And he's like, well, I know that, he used to brag about fucking that woman quite a bit. Let's bring her in and give her a job.
Maybe.
Like,
I don't know.
thankfully, she works in this kind of, business, and she isn't like a fucking radio
Well,
DJ.
or was it
Well, we
just-
certainly can't bring Glenn Close in here. She's gone.
Or was it happenstance? Like they were going to hire her, and then they found out about it, and they were like, "Well, let's go with that angle."
Let's
Yeah.
like make this man go insane so we can get his
Right.
stock
Maybe-
options or whatever.
Maybe that's the thing. Maybe Sutherland had like minions, and
Oh.
he sent Glenn Close first.
Oh, those little yellow
She's
guys?
shot down
Yeah,
by
those-
Douglas.
Yeah, those little yellow guys.
Yes.
Donald
Donald Sutherland is Gru.
Hey, minions, want to get fucked? You little yellow boppers.
Why don't you go home and take those 2 minions out of your fridge and fuck them?
So let's get to it. I mean, this is the
It's
whole
the scene that the movie's based on. It's literally the only thing I remembered from watching this movie in the 90s.
because this movie should be like, what happens when sexual harassment happens to a man? But it's not even that though. Like,
No.
it falls short of that at every single turn. So like, basically, she's like, hey. You know, we're now on this team together. There's something going on with these hard drives. Meet me at 7 at my office. We'll talk it through. We'll have a work dinner kind of a thing.
meet me alone in my office after the sun has gone down so we can talk about hard drives.
By the way, you got here at 7 o'clock in
Hard-
the morning. You'll
hard
leave at
drive.
2 o'clock in the morning, and
Yep.
it's great. You can,
Yep. And that's a life. That's apparently a life.
That's how you make the big
Why
bucks.
don't you nap in your car?
So he gets there. She's like, "Oh, you know, I got this wine that you love. You're a big wine head. Remember those times in Napa Valley and
Right.
whatever when I was 14 years old?"
I mean, I couldn't drink any of the wine then, but you appeared to enjoy it quite a bit.
Remember that time I went to that casino and you went and gambled and I had to be in that other area because I was not 21 yet? That was really
Remember,
exciting.
yeah, I was at the playpen at McDonald's, and you picked me up afterwards.
Remember you gave me your sister's ID?
Ew. So she's like, have some wine. Oh, my shoulders are bothering me. Could you rub my shoulders? And Douglas, This is when you just say, got it. Nope. No, thank you.
That's the end of that.
I got to go home. The wife needs me, man.
Yep,
Whatever.
I gotta catch the ferry.
And he does give her a massage. And she's like, oh, show me pictures of your family. And it's his wife in this movie is the mom from Hook, if you remember her.
Oh, right. Moira!
This woman is in incredible shape. Like top to bottom, fantastic shape.
She's got a bowl cut. That's a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, I mean,
she's got a bowl cut.
to
I
be fair-
understand it's 1994, but you have a bowl cut. That sucks.
Fair is fair. She does have a bold cut. And she is like, she looks at a picture of his wife. She's like, well, looks like she always has food in the fridge. And Douglas immediately just chimes in. He's like, yeah, she never really lost the baby weight. And I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch. You fucking
His wife's
dick.
like rail thin.
Exactly. What are we talking
I mean,
about?
I kind of get. She clearly has a J. Crew charge card, so like, But still, it's disgusting. He excuses it away instead of saying, "Boy, that's fucked up."
Yeah, or just like, I think she looks great.
Yeah.
Like, or whatever. Or
But
like,
then doesn't then Demi counter with
about
what
like,
I actually
she looks like
meant?
a good mother.
Yeah. Like I just meant that she appears to support her family well.
She's a good mother. and she-
fucking fat.
I just meant your kids are fat.
You got a little
That's
fat-
really what
you
you
got,
say.
like, you got like fat little porky kids. That's what I meant.
But do they make you feel trapped? Are
you feel trapped at home with those little piglets?
You afraid they're gonna eat you?
Your wife with a stupid haircut.
I mean, yeah, when you're right. She starts. I mean, they have some drinks, and she like, how does she start giving him a blowjob?
Well,
They're kissing
They
first.
start kissing.
Yes.
And, well, she's also like rubbing his dick.
and he's saying, no, we can't, no, we can't.
And it's
no,
like,
we can't.
here's the thing, Michael Douglas. You are not stuck in a broom closet with this woman.
Yes.
You're in a huge fucking corporate president's office. Like, there's plenty of space to spread out.
It's like 2,000 square feet. Just get up and
bigger
leave.
than my home.
You get up
Yes.
and leave, and you say, look, no misunderstandings, no hard feelings. This is what I'm in for. Goodbye.
Please don't rub my penis at work.
Exactly. And I mean, like, look, I understand that sexual harassment does work both ways, and it can happen to men, and which is not what this movie's about. But it's
But it's what this movie pretends it's about.
But he wants to have sex with her. The movie tells you that, and then like as they're making out, she like starts to go down on him, and he's like, "Oh no,
Oh god! Oh god! Oh god!
No.
By the way, you could have just dropped the nuclear option. There's always the nuclear option for men in this. But
I am
I
gay.
have to take a shit
oh whoa, that's it.
Whoa.
I never thought that's a good one.
Yo, dude,
out of nowhere. Just say, "I have to take a shit." Oh,
I think she's going to be like,
what?
wait, you want to do caca play?
I know. I just don't think she would
No,
have
yeah.
something ready.
Yeah,
there's
no,
nothing
no,
at the ready.
There
time.
is.
Take
Listen.
a shit.
No. There is. I mean, Chris Cabin is 200% correct because there is no appropriate retort to "I have to take a shit."
especially when you're going down on somebody, like it's gotta come out.
Yeah, get your fucking face out of there because I have to take a shit.
I had Hardee's
what?
for lunch.
Guys, just go for it, man. Just soil yourself. Just go all the way.
It's like if you're being chased by a bear.
Yeah, exactly. Like
shit your pants.
you're an animal and you just shit yourself to try to ward off the predator that's currently sucking you off.
No. You're an ugly motherfucker.
If you
I have to take a shit.
if you find yourself in a predator movie and he's sucking you off,
It's weird. I put all this mud all over my body so he couldn't find me, but then he started giving me oral sex.
I put this cold mud all over my body, but my penis was so hard and hot. He could see it with his heat vision. He could see the penis.
God
And he
damn it.
started.
Of course.
He went to.
But it doesn't stop there though, because like so she like is filleting him for a little bit, and then
And
so
he gets
that-
super into it.
Yes.
of course he does, and
Yeah.
so then like she stands up and they're making out and whatnot, and he's like loosely saying no,
Yeah.
And then like he flips out, and it's the line of the movie because he just like and by the way, this office is under construction currently.
Yeah,
There's
sure.
a bunch of sawhorses all over the place and fucking plastic hanging from the
It's
ceiling.
Donald Glover's garage from Lethal Weapon.
Danny Glover.
Danny, yeah.
But so then, like, he just takes her and like throws her across this construction site. And he's like, "You want to get fucked, huh?" And you're just like, "Oh wait, what?"
Yeah, he's
and
taking his belt off, baby.
He's definitely doing a little fucking digitizing, man. He's like getting his hand up there, and
Yeah,
you're
he's
like, wait a second.
You're the victim here, buddy. And he's going,
Yeah.
"Fuck, oh, you want to get fucked? You want to get fucked?" And like at that point, like he sees he's inside of her.
Yes.
he sees his
Wait,
reflection.
does he actually? He penetrates?
I think so.
No,
He
I
kinda
think
gets
he was.
in
I
there.
think he was about to.
I thought he was just about to lose his Timex.
Yeah, I think.
My Lord.
Oh God.
This was,
Christopher.
nobody saw it coming. It was an advanced We Hate Movies the whole time.
Yeah, that's true.
But he sees his reflection. He's like, "Oh no, what have I become?" I'm like,
true
"Come on, give me a
colors.
break, dude."
True colors. Yeah, totally.
And he like leaves, and like he takes like this moral high ground after he just fingered this woman for 4 minutes. He's like, "Yeah, well, you think you want to go fuck something? Go take those champagne bottles in your fridge and fuck them." And I'm like, "Whoa."
My thing was, I was like, both of them.
Yeah.
It was a great line, man.
It is a good
But
line.
at
And
the
he
same
walks out,
time-
and she like is really pissed off. And she's like, "You're fucking dead. You hear me? You hear me? Whatever your character's name in this movie, Michael Douglas. You hear me?" And then
Tommy.
No, it's not.
Yes, it
Oh, it's
is.
Tommy. Okay.
It's
Sanders.
Tommy.
Tom Sanders.
Tom Sanders.
Oh yeah,
Tommy.
Sanders.
Because
yeah.
they keep calling him Sanders through the whole movie.
That's the other thing. But so she like screams at him as he's getting out of the office, and some cleaning lady sees, and you're like, "Oh, that's what happened." The weird thing is, it's old office culture because now we're all like, "Oh, we're gonna go to Eric's office. Oh, Andrew is coming in." And even if you're the VP, it's like, "Oh, Andrew's coming in tomorrow."
Yeah.
Like, we're all first names, but back then it was like last names. Like we're on a fucking football team.
Yeah, no, it's very weird.
I want us to go back to last names.
Oh, yeah?
I find the first names too informal.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
You need some respect.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't like that though, man. It's like I'm not, on your softball team.
You could be.
Hey, Jupin, you get that done?
Yeah, exactly. I hate that.
Jupin.
Yeah, I hate that. That's very stupid.
Yeah, but
sounding.
if I hear my first name, I'm just it's like, oh, the teacher's yelling at me.
What, really?
Yeah, that's how it feels like.
All right.
Mr. Siska.
I wish people would say that.
Oh,
No one
like
ever
it's the
says
Twilight Zone and we're just walking around. You are 2 minutes late, Mr. Siska.
that. Yeah, exactly. It's 1955.
Yep.
That's my desired reality. Apparently.
So Michael Douglas is apparently.
Sure. So he goes home and he's like, "Oh God, I can't believe I got sexually harassed at work. It's outrageous."
I better wash my hands real quick. Can't believe that sexual harassment was really out of control. Wash.
And it's of all the ridiculous shit that happens in this movie, this is one of the most ridiculous parts because he goes home, he still has Demi Moore all over him, and he goes inside, and the wife is home, and he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna take a shower real quick. Yeah,
Well, he's got
yeah,
this
yeah."
huge scar.
And he's got this hilarious fucking Catwoman scar.
Also, red flag. Your husband just came home at 2 a.m. and needs to immediately take a shower.
Yeah, totally. And so then, like, she comes in, and of course they're like loaded, so it's this amazing glass shower, and he's in there showering, and he doesn't like turn around because he's trying to hide his chest, and she comes in to have this like shower conversation. I was like, "Get the fuck out of
Oh,
there!"
she's bringing him a beer.
Oh, that's right. Could you get me a beer?
The balls on this guy. He just cheated on his wife for a good long while. He comes home and he's like, he passes the kitchen, goes upstairs, asks her to get him a beer so he can shower off the stank.
Yeah.
And she comes back because like he just got passed over for promotion. He's been in a bad mood. And she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry about the promotion." He's like, "Yeah, shut up." And he puts on a shirt, and she's like, "You never wear a shirt to bed." He's like, "I feel cold."
Before that though, it's even worse because he gets out of the shower and he's holding the shower over his chest like he's concealing a bosom.
Yeah.
Oh, the towel. Yeah.
Yeah, he like won't remove this towel from his chest, and I'd be like, "What are you doing?"
What you get scratched by a woman that you're having sex
Yeah,
with?
let me guess.
Now a giant raccoon jumped out of the bushes in the front yard.
Trying to take the recycling out.
Yeah, I don't think it's rabies, but we can't be sure.
Where's that beer?
By the way, where's the beer?
And then the audacity of this movie, like he climbs into bed, he's wearing like some conference final t-shirt, and she has the line like Steve said, like, "Oh, you never wear a shirt to bed." He's like, "Yeah, I gotta chill," and they're watching The Apartment on TV, and I'm just like, "Oh, well, that's a better movie. That's a better movie, hands down. The Apartment."
And so he doesn't know what he's going to do the next day. There's a lot of like goings on Demi Moore says, "Oh, by the way, the 8:30 meeting was pushed back to 9:30." He's like, "Oh, a fucking normal time for a meeting? Awesome."
Yeah.
Well, he should have known something was up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you just walked out on. Well, they engaged in that sexual thing, and then she started, yelling at him.
I'm going to ruin your life. Yeah.
And then by the time he gets home, she had called his wife to tell him about the time change of the meeting.
Yeah.
Why the fuck would you ever believe that?
Yeah, that's
Why
true.
How
would
about
just
you
come
never
in-
go into work again?
Or
That's really your best option. Is
I'm
just to
going
quit.
back immediately and sleeping there because who knows what time this meeting is going to start. And as it turned out, 7:30 in the morning. This presentation, God, that's some masochistic
Why
shit.
would you have a presentation of a virtual reality system at 7:30 in the morning? I still can't get over this.
It's shocking. It's shocking and it's upsetting.
And you have clients coming in. You're going to ask someone from outside to come in at that time?
Oh yeah, I know you don't live here and you're just visiting, but could you get here? Could you make sure you wake up at 3 in the morning?
You got to be up the same time road crews get up.
Try to beat those truckers getting out early. And
The ice road truckers getting out of Seattle.
There is so much like snappy snap screenplay going on in this movie
Sure.
because like he goes in to talk to his team and I'm like, what fucking 90s brown sitcom am I watching? Because everyone's wearing earth tones.
Yep.
We're all sitting in a big office and we're fucking talking about the power dynamics of men and women in the office and blah blah
Oh,
blah.
it's snappy
and
as
size
shit.
doesn't matter and deepity boopity bop and I'm like, get me the fuck out of here suddenly, Susan. I don't need it.
And so the team is Dennis Miller, the woman who plays Jason Segel's mom on How I Met Your Mother, and
nice.
some dude who, had he transferred to action movies, could have been Kurt Cobain's stunt double.
Yes, or
Oh,
Kato
yeah.
Kaelin. He would have been a great
Yes.
Kato
Yes.
Kaelin.
My wife actually was wondering if Kato Kaelin had auditioned for this role.
Might have been in Point Break.
Yes, I think he might be.
Might have been
Oh,
in Point Break.
shit. Not bad.
Not bad.
It's a big year for this guy.
Got the hair for it.
Oh, Point Break was earlier, right? It was 91,
Yeah,
maybe?
Yeah.
better movie.
Fucking hands down a better movie.
So
Kidding me?
we didn't talk about that night after he goes to sleep after the sexual
Oh,
assault, the sexual harassment, not sexual assault. He has a nightmare about Donald. So you cut to it's him and Donald Sutherland
best part of the movie.
going into an elevator.
It's a bad transition, by the way, because it's Michael Douglas in bed with his wife, and we do this like the camera kind of just like moves down in front of the bed, and it's like a wipe to black, and
Yes.
then it's like the outside of the office building the next morning.
Yeah. Which we should have realized that this movie's doing the Shining thing, so it should have said Tuesday.
Yeah, that's right.
But no, so he's in an elevator and it's him and Donald Sutherland. Donald Sutherland's like, "Oh, that's a nice suit, Tom. What kind of fabric?" He's doing the George Costanza thing. Right?
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, yeah." He's like,
May
"Oh,
I touch that fabric?
And he's like,
this,
he's talking about
gabardine?
how it drapes his buttocks or something.
Oh, that's right. Well, actually, this is the telltale sign that this is a dream sequence because Michael Douglas is in an amazing suit. His hair's slicked back like Gordon Gekko himself.
Uh-huh.
And in reality, we've seen this son of a bitch coming to work. He's got fucking toothpaste all over the place. He looks like a crinkled up LL Bean catalog. It's disgusting.
No, he looks like he's strolling into Fucktown. So
And he's like, "Oh, Tom, you're so sexy, Tom." And he like grabs. It turns into Peep Show for a second because he opens his mouth towards the camera. He's like, "Ah,
Oh, man. And it's just like, hey, viewer. If you ever wanted to know what it was like to be tongued by Donald Sutherland, now's your
Oyster Cam.
chance. Yeah, Oyster Cam. Fucking disclosure now in theaters. Gross.
That was all right." Yeah,
But so
I
then,
mean, hey,
like, Michael Douglas wakes up like screaming.
like Freddy Krueger got him.
Wait, oh man, that's what he should have said to his wife. So that for the claw marks on his chest.
Oh
I think
no,
it was Fred-
Kruger's back.
I think Kruger's back. I think he's more than just Elm Street these days.
He moved to Seattle.
Remember when we got that pervert janitor burned alive? Well, it seems like he's attacking us in our dreams.
turns
God,
out
another thing.
Turns out Freddie likes gray suits now.
Tired with the kids, he's going for the parents.
Oh, why would you even put this in for fucking anything?
disclosure. Virtual reality, that's pointless.
Dennis Miller, you're next. Oh, yeah, please, God. Hey, you gonna slice me and dice me, babe, or what? You got a ninja chop there? What do you got?
Come on, Donald, give me some tongue.
Oh man, they trapped Freddy in the VR thing.
Yes.
This is business casual Tron. This is worse than hell.
7:30 meeting. No. Oh God, it's so stupid.
So on Tuesday, he decides to press charges, I think.
Boom.
Dude,
Tuesday.
listen. Like,
It takes so long.
but by also,
Weeks.
what the fuck? Like, if you're gonna press charges for this, which you probably shouldn't. I mean, because you know he kind of was
it's a hard case
complicit
to-
a little.
Yeah.
It's you're complicit.
And you don't tell
you have
your
a
wife
previous
at all?
relationship. Like, there's so many things that you know that this is not a good situation for you to have a case.
He should have walked away.
Yeah.
Just fucking left.
Yeah.
Because his wife, his wife was saying earlier in the film, like, oh, you should just quit or whatever. They
Right,
don't
she could go back to
appreciate
like
you.
practicing law full time. They'd be okay financially.
They would definitely be okay with financial. Look at their fucking house.
Yeah, they're also ultra loaded.
But he would feel like a cuck
Oh, one of those cucks that keep breeding.
because his wife, a
It's just like,
1994 cuck.
oh
This
my
is a
God.
proto cuck, man. He just can't stand it.
The industry is about to bottom out anyway.
Yes.
Also
the
true.
VR industry's not gonna. Oh no, the Virtua Boy is gonna cut our throats.
Fuck you, Nintendo.
You want to get fucked, Nintendo?
Everybody's complaining about 2008. I was in 1995, the real 2008.
Mary, you want to get fucked?
What the hell?
So yeah, he decides to do this or whatever. But the other thing is, she has made the announcement beforehand to like Sutherland and maybe Dylan Baker that because she like says at first like
Yes.
he sexually harassed me in this meeting last night.
Yeah.
And then like Dylan Baker again like kind of pulls him over to the side and he's just like, oh, so I heard what happened, huh? Well, that was a bad move on your part, buddy. And then he's like, what are you talking about? What did she say? And he's like, oh, nothing.
That's first of all, that's not how this would. I mean, your office would be taped up.
Yeah.
Your fucking files would be in a box. Outside of that, you are being sued or let go of. It's not this casual.
Or
like,
you're-
hey, buddy, I heard you. You know?
Or it's just like, oh, hey, it's weird. The head of HR never calls me in the middle of the day. Yeah, hi, Janice. Oh, yeah, I'll be right over. Oops.
Yep.
That's the end of that.
Hey, buddy, you raping people in the office now?
It's not cool.
So then it's just kind of for the briefest of times in this movie. It is this sexual harassment thriller.
It is, but he's also getting these emails.
Oh, God.
Well, that there's also a little bit of intrigue going on. I mean, this is where the thriller part comes in. You know, so like he's getting these emails, and this is classic 90s movie like bogus email interface shit.
Yep.
Oh, do I love it?
It's like an envelope opens up, and here comes your mail. It's going to take 41 minutes.
Look
kinda like-
what we can do.
It's like animated DVD menus.
Exactly.
It's like I just want to fucking watch Ghostbusters.
I don't need to explore the X Mansion. I just want to watch X2.
Yep, exactly. So, I mean, yeah, this whole thing goes down, but yeah, so he's getting, so that's right. So he's getting these emails, and it's like, keep following the clues. Nothing is as it seems. And I was like, what is
And
going
it's
on?
all a friend.
And
Oh,
every
yeah.
single time he gets like 5 of these fucking emails, and every single time he goes to be like, reply. Let me see who this is from, and it's like, you cannot reply. It is left blank. And he's
Yeah.
like, oh. But we have to like watch it load. It's amazing.
Every single you have to watch him toggle the mouse to
Oh,
get
I
there.
got the hourglass now. Oh, right, that's just terrific.
Now I'm going to be even later to the 6:45 meeting.
By the way, there was one moment where Demi Moore gives a speech, and she's talking about like the future of the internet and everything. And
This
it's
is this is the speech where porno music is playing over it.
It also not only does it have that, it has that, you know, the crumbling of the white man like in this dialogue. It's amazing. She talks about how in the future it'll be, you know, everything will be free of gender and race, and
Right.
everyone will be like just a consciousness, and this is terrifying.
Oh, he's all afraid. He doesn't want to be a cuck.
And you know what this means? She is just showing us the future. That is MTV's Catfish.
Yeah,
It's coming, Dan. You're staring down the barrel of a gun right now.
You talking to somebody, you don't know who they are?
Yeah.
They're probably at their cousin's house.
They're always at their cousin's house, right?
Yeah, they are.
You made that observation.
I did. But here's the thing.
you were calling them catfish.
Yes.
Oh, I saw your tweet about that. I was like, is he at like a seafood restaurant? I don't understand what's happening.
The weird thing, there's this other guy that's a dropped thread of many. There's this guy, he takes the ferry every day, and this guy's unemployed.
Oh,
Love
yeah.
this guy.
And he's like, they tossed me out after 20 years, Tom.
Yeah.
They're coming for you. And he's like, hey, I feel real bad. Also, I'm just trying to fucking be on the ferry, read
Yeah.
my fucking book,
He
goddammit.
gets a
And
call.
Talking to this brick.
He gets a call on his brick from Cindy, his assistant.
Yes.
And
The
he's-
woman who is in Star Trek Generations playing Sulu's granddaughter.
Really?
Serving on the Enterprise B.
Deep cut.
I'll be out in the parking lot.
if anyone wants an autograph.
It'll cost you $25 outside this VFW
So
hall.
he's talking to her, and he mentions Cindy, and this dude overhears. He's like, "Cindy, huh? Well, she probably wants your job."
Well, of course
Used
she
to be
does.
able to have fun with the girls.
Yes,
now
it
they
says
want
that.
your job. I'm a monster.
Like, what are you talking
What do you-
about?
yeah.
But no, it's even worse, Eric, because he's like, I feel bad. Here, call my assistant, Cindy. She'll set something up. They'll hook you up with the HR. He's like, Cindy, huh? That sounds like a hot name. They used to have fun with the girls. I'm like, I'm trying to help you. Oh, by the way, I don't want this pervert in my office.
Sir,
Hey.
this seems to be a Little Caesar stamp card that you gave me. Here. Yeah, on the phone.
Yeah. Pizza, motherfucker. Also, this is what I hate because you know what? I have the fucking same commute every day, man. I take a bus to a train to my office, right? And along that way, on both the bus and on the train, I see similar people every day.
Of course you do.
One of these fucking people decided to just start talking to me. Oh, I don't think so.
Break their
You'd
fucking
buy a
legs.
car.
I did do that for a little bit. But I mean, no, it's just like, what do you don't talk to people you see on your commuter just because you guys are on
Well,
the ferry at the
here's
same
thing,
time?
Andrew.
Shut up.
This is West Coast. All those people love talking to each other.
Oh,
out
that's
there.
true. Yeah,
It's
New
just
York.
outrageous.
It's a cesspool. You know,
If I was Michael Douglas,
Yeah.
I would not have given him my business card because what? So then that dude's going to be working in my office.
Ugh.
Now I'm
Well,
commuting
that's the
with a
thing is-
coworker.
Listen, Dylan Baker would just be like, "Oh, hey there, buddy. Wait, so you raping people around the office and trying to get other rapists into the office?" I mean, we interviewed this guy, and like he was just talking about how he wants to like assault Cindy.
Cindy's a valued member of this company.
I don't know what kind of thing you're thinking of there, bud. Anyway, you can still count as me as a friend.
A friend.
Whenever anyone says a friend, it just like boom, boom. Let's wait 5 seconds before the movie starts again. Just because you're like, wait, did he send the email? Wait, no, maybe Cindy's a friend?
Yes.
Cindy, are you a friend?
Oh, that's right. He's like, hey, Cindy, are you a friend? She's like, what? And he's like, are you, Cindy, a friend? Cindy, you get it?
Is this some kind of sex slang, sir?
That's what
Cindy?
it comes off as, because he's also patting her ass, and then she joins in like the testimony against him.
That's right. So
get
they
to
decide. So this whole thing happens, and he gets a lawyer who's, I guess, a big famous lawyer for sexual harassment.
Cynthia
suits.
Alvarez or something. To which, man, some of the clunkers in this movie, Donald Sutherland's like, he hired Cynthia Alvarez. That woman would change her name to TV listings just to get it in the paper.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I'll be here all week.
There's that. The wife also is like, who'd you get? And he's like, I got Cynthia Alvarez. And she's like, oh, great. Can't wait to go on hard copy. I was like, oh, the 90s.
Ew.
Hard copy. Ew.
All right, who's going to say something about a current affair? Go.
So yeah, he gets this woman. Like he calls her at what 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning. He meets her at noon, and by 1 o'clock, she's got a meeting scheduled, a deposition scheduled for the next fucking day.
Oh, we really got to cram this all in, man.
Why this doesn't take place over a series of months or weeks or something like that?
Here's
would
the
make
thing. Like, there's so many parts of this mystery that like unfold that really would warrant like lots of exploration and time. Mainly, there's one point where he just opens an email and it just says is your cock hard now? And I was like, well, I got to spend 2 months alone on that.
I get emails like that all the time.
Like, who sent me that?
Is that a friend?
No,
that
this
must
was
be also a friend.
The first spam. I've uncovered the first spam, all right?
Because it's that, and then there's another one that just says pig.
Oh, that's right.
Pig, period.
Get this. They want me to take penis pills to make it bigger, all right?
Male vitality serum, Infowars, emailing you, Michael Douglas. Don't be red pilled out of the world or whatever.
Infowars at AOL.com.
She's got some...
Best barbecue, online barbecue you can buy, Pig Dot.
Oh, wow, yeah. No, I like what he's saying about feminism, and Sandy Hook didn't happen.
Got some good points here.
I think Demi Moore is a crisis actor.
Well, imagine my shot. So
Sweden's a cesspool, huh? You can't walk down the street in Sweden without being killed by immigrants.
that's the hero of this movie, man.
Pretty much.
This
mediation.
It's mediation, and he has to go tell his wife. Oh no, I'm sorry. He goes out to dinner with Dennis Miller and his wife.
Oh, yep.
And Dennis Miller gets gotten to by Dalton Sutherland, basically saying like he's going to fuck up the merger and he's going to cost you millions of dollars in stock option. He's like, you had to do it, huh? You had to sabotage my one big shot, huh, buddy?
Yep.
And he's like doing Dennis Miller acting, and he's like, yeah, I'm not going to be scouted by the NBA. This is my whole fucking deal, man. And I'm like, please, Dennis Miller, don't be in movies.
Yeah, please, God, don't be
If
in
you
movies.
possibly can.
So,
Also, Dennis Miller became this person.
Yes, well, yeah, also, but he blows up his spot to his wife, and his wife's like, "Wait, what happened?" His wife kind of like does this thing like where she pretends she knows what's going on. So
That
she
was
doesn't-
my question.
She doesn't look like a fucking fool in front of everybody.
Okay, because that was my question. Is that what she was doing?
Yes.
Or okay, I thought there was because it was that which I thought it's what it was. But also, this movie's terrible, and I was like, did we just leave a scene out?
Yeah.
Because she's like, yeah. You know what? Tom told me everything.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah, and then they have a fight in like a subway station.
Like they got to take the BART or something. And Seattle.
It's like a big come on, baby. I mean, I didn't mean to do it. Come on, babe. It was just a little kiss.
well, he's
It's
like, yeah,
so
she
bad.
came on to me. I didn't do anything, and he neglects to mention the "Do you want to get fucked" or the blowjob.
Forgets the beach.
Yeah.
He forgets to mention the beach.
But he goes from apologetic to indignant in like 0 to 60, man.
Yep.
Because she's like, I can't believe you did this. Like, oh, well, I guess I'm just a white male. It's the patriarchy all over again. Because she says like, you know what, if you get sexually harassed, I've been sexually harassed before. I didn't say anything about it because that's what women just have to go through. And he's like, well, I guess men are just different. And there's like some cleaning lady in his house at this point, and he's like, hey, Cindy, you want to come down here? I want to fuck you. I'm going to fuck you. I'm going to show my patriarchal urges. And I'm
it's
like,
kind of awesome because it's like this really decrepit old woman.
yes.
Cut to the kids at the stairs.
Well, this lady's like, please, the kids are asleep. He's like, come on down here, you old bag. You want to get fucked? I'll fuck you too.
It's so weird. And his wife is just like, oh, I guess I won't divorce you. Why? Like, fuck this guy. This guy is rotten to the core.
Yeah, like, a couple years back, you were married to Robin Williams. He turned out to be Peter Pan. Who knows what's out there?
Hello, boy.
From forever young to forever old.
So, but so the next day, of course, is the mediation.
We're getting all
what's
this
this
shit
guy's name?
set up.
Alan Rich? Is the other
Who?
guy? The old fuck Demi Moore's
This F.
attorney.
Lee Bailey motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The actor, I don't know.
But this guy's awesome, though.
He is awesome. So basically, they both have lawyers. We're just taking statements. It's not a trial yet. I'm surprised it's not a trial.
Well, there's a judge there, but yeah, you're right.
Like,
you
why
know.
not? Just do it. And they're disclosing things.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Whoa!
Hey.
Disclosure. Was there like a Taco Bell tie-in for Disclosure? In
Yep.
the 90s?
Yeah,
Talk about hot sauce.
Get a plastic cup with Demi Moore's face ground into oh my God, Michael Douglas's crotch. It's the
How
one,
is that on a cup?
it's a tie-in. And it's like the one perfect shot of the film.
And
Probably.
the sticker's the back of her head, and you peel it off.
Exactly.
God.
Yeah, I don't know.
If you peel it off and it says you finish, you win.
Well, it must have been. He must have tried for something because you got Jurassic Park. There was
Yes,
tie-ins
yes.
all over the place. Congo had shit.
We here at Taco Bell, we want to be in the Michael Crichton business. What's the next movie? Disclosure? Was that time travel?
Oh wait, no, it's a picture of a fat lawyer saying, "Did you get a boner?" A little bubble next to him.
That's
Did you
actually
get a boner.
They printed special napkins at Taco Bell was what it was, and it was all the emails. So you just got a napkin, and you're eating your chili cheese burrito, and you go to wipe your mouth, and you look at it, and it says, "Is your cock hard yet?" Disclosure in theaters. Pig.
Pig would be perfect.
Yeah, pig would be perfect. I'd think twice about eating that fifth taco.
So they're it's in disclosure, and this is when we find out they used to live together, and like this is when his wife has to hear about the blowjob and that you want to
And
get
the
fucked hard
toys
and all this
and
stuff.
Well, no, because that's the
Oh,
thing.
the toys.
There's
Jesus
so
Louise.
it's like, okay, tell us what happened, and we go through the whole thing about the blowjob and the fingering, and you want to get fucked hot and that whole thing, and sit on a champagne bottle or whatever. But then at one point during the disclosing, they're like, "Oh yeah, so you had this prior relationship, and what was going on there?" "Yes, it's a lot of mindless sex and sodomy and toys and sex vacations,
downers, nitrate.
fucking goats."
And exactly how old was she? And how old were you?
Aha, I see. Well, there's a lot coming out during this disclosure.
Listen, all right, she had a permission slip. All right? And his poor wife is sitting there next to all this.
Why would you bring the wife
That's
to the
The thing is,
disclosure?
to seem like credible is the
Yeah, it's
idea.
the-
It's
And
like
she's turned white as a ghost at this point.
Well, because like we mentioned though, like he conveniently leaves out that beach, man. So then that comes and it cuts immediately to her, and it's a really bad shot of like the two of them, and it's fucking out of focus and terrible, and I don't know what's going on, but like he's kind of like slowly turning to look like, oh crap, forgot about the beach.
And he winds up, he's again like screaming at her. She's like, "I can't believe you had a blowjob." He's like, "Oh, come on, baby." And it's like, what are you talking about?
We're just talking about sucking dicks, baby.
She had all the power. I couldn't do anything.
And it's awesome because then like the lawyer comes in and she's like, "Hey, who's hungry?"
Yeah.
He's like, "I got to go back to work." But then this is, I mean, so we're talking, this movie is 2 hours and 8 minutes. And you want to talk about a fucking deleted scene? Cut to the lawyer and the wife, because the lawyer's like, "Oh, you know, Mrs. Sanders, are you hungry?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Yes." Cut to them walking around the goddamn Seattle fish market talking legalese, and I'm like, deleted scene, deleted
Yep,
scene,
just cut it out.
deleted scene.
Well, we would lose the line. She's like, "Well, how are you feeling?" She's like, "Well, 48 hours ago, my husband's penis is in another woman's mouth. How should I feel?"
yeah, oh, yep, classic.
Swish. Yeah, man.
Classic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
And also,
yeah.
everyone's calling me fat for some reason. I'm in fantastic shape.
By the way, what was that about? Because that also
It
comes
does,
up.
yeah. He's like, "Oh,
Demi
yeah."
Moore mentions that.
He's like, "Oh, he said that his wife got fat." She's like, "Excuse me."
That's what she should have just like walked out like, "Fuck this."
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Oh Lord.
And there's more fifth dimensional chess. We're finding out more about the drives, and these things don't work. He's like got vid chats with some guy in Malaysia that I could care less
beautiful,
about.
like better than Skype with
Yep,
this guy.
yep.
in fucking
Oh,
Malaysia.
what we were obsessed with the idea of video chat.
well, you know, science fiction in the '60s got us all jazzed up about it.
And
you
now
know what
we're
I mean?
there, and I don't want any part of it.
No,
People
no.
will be
Fucking
like,
sucks.
if I get a FaceTime,
No.
end call.
Yeah.
Call,
Yeah.
call, block caller, delete content.
Exactly.
You privileged lives. I have a fucking. I work remotely,
Yeah.
so all my meetings are
No,
Skype
you're
meetings.
fucking
Oh,
lying.
why can't you just be on the fucking phone?
Yeah.
Because they want to see your face to see you.
Well,
you
oh,
know,
Make sure you
Okay.
got a shirt on.
Yeah.
Guess
everything
what?
like
I
that.
quit. Want to see my face? Fuck you.
You don't deserve to see my face.
Seriously.
So after lunch, this is when they bring in Cindy.
Uh-huh.
And they're, you know, it's, "Oh, Jesus Christ, they got to you too, Cindy?" Like, so then she's testifying.
Because also, we neglected to mention, Michael Douglas likes to pat her on the butt with file folders.
I wasn't noticing this. Do you see
Yeah.
that in
that
the
happens.
movie?
Yeah, like
Okay.
he does
You
that,
definitely
and
see
he's
that.
like, "Oh, it's just a thing we do." And she's like, and she plays it really well. She's like, you know, like, "It makes me really uncomfortable. I
Yeah.
don't like it. I don't really like him because of it. Like, it sucks."
It's a thing that's terrible. It's so she mentions the ass patting with folders, and she says like, "Oh, and you know sometimes like he'll like pat me on the shoulder or whatever."
Yeah.
And I immediately thought, to our intrepid chief engineer Geordie LaForge and his fucking shoulder touches that he's always doing on TNG.
Oh, yeah, he's grabbing everybody.
He's always like, "Oh, Data, let's see what we can do about this." Pat. Oh, okay, Reg, let's get down to the transporter room. Pat.
No
and
one
I'm like,
needs to-
stop fucking touching people, LaForge.
Nobody needs to touch anybody at work. Handshake, maybe.
There should be a disclosure episode of like LaForge being brought in.
He's on trial.
Oh, Jordy, we're going to get all your stock options.
Oh, Jordy, it says here you got an email that says, "Is your cock hard yet?"
Really, Jordy, you forgot about the beach.
Number one, we're gonna have to do mediation now.
Do you have a boner yet, Jordy?
Let me look at your holodeck logs. Oh, my God.
Oh, this man should be executed immediately.
Captain, are you a friend? I don't know what you're on about.
Take that visor away from him. That's horrible.
Take his visor away.
He would pat me on the behind with a tricorder. Oh, poor Geordie LaForge.
Yeah, he never did it.
Poor Geordie LaForge.
So we kind of march on, and these things are kind of coming to a head. The next day, he kind of cracks the case wide open because he realizes that like he was making a phone call to somebody.
He thought he was calling Dennis Miller.
Hey, Dennis, first-time caller, long-time listener. Yeah, I do believe that healthcare is a sham.
Yeah, all those blue pills. They're just they don't know what's going on.
So no, but he thought he was calling Dennis Miller, but
Right.
like I guess he called some other guy.
It's just and this is, I mean, color me confused. He's like, "Oh yeah, I called fucking Gary Klein." I was like, "Who the fuck is Gary Klein?" And then he meets with some dude, and this movie's so terribly made. They meet in silhouette. I'm like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
It's
Like a sales associate. Like it's nobody.
This scene is like it's like All the President's Men.
Yeah, totally. This dude's like the deep throat of this
Yeah.
movie.
But the funny thing is, so this guy's like, "Oh yeah, I got this weird call from you about wanting to get fucked. It was really weird." He's like, "Oh man, you just saved my life." And he's like, "Yeah, I was gonna delete it, but then me and my girlfriend started listening to it."
And they
I'm like,
he was
"What?
implying
What?"
that he was either having sex or masturbating to the tape of this.
I believe it would be the latter.
I was
By the
getting
way-
blown listening to you get blown, buddy.
He immediately calls his lawyer when he receives the tape without listening to it and
Yep.
saying like, "Don't accept their terms. We
Yeah.
got it. We got it."
Yeah. Oh, I was getting nervous. I was like, "Oh, he's about
But
to be
then
humiliated."
when they do play it, it's crystal clear audio. Like, what the fuck? It sounds better than a We Hate Movies live show. I don't understand. I don't understand it. I don't understand how clear it is. It's a phone tossed across the room.
From 1994.
What? Every little nuance of dialogue, almost.
It's pristine.
Except for
audio.
it doesn't pick up. You want to get fucked, right?
No,
Yeah,
it
that's unfortunate.
neglects to be.
It's the loudest
what
part of
But
the.
so much of him getting a blowjob, and no, oh no, oh no,
Oh god!
Oh, no. Oh, God. I got a boner.
come on, Gallagher.
Oh, my boner, Gallagher.
I can do it, Mark.
Really,
I can get
Gallagher?
sexually harassed, Mark.
Goes both ways, goddammit. I took a red pill. I see everything now. Curse
That fucking dirty woman sexually harassed me, goddammit.
smash her watermelons.
You want to get fucked?
Oh no.
Huh?
Mark.
And you bought this exotic watermelon wine that's not available within 500 miles of Seattle.
Oh, that's a fucked up thing, though, because, so his lawyer is like, so you presented Mr. Sanders with this wine that was, something that you knew Mr. Sanders to be sort of an amateur wine connoisseur.
Back in your high school days.
Yeah, exactly. Right when you were failing biology, and he
Back
took
in
you
the
on a
seventh-
sex vacation.
When you were in the 7th grade.
And, it's this whole thing about, like, it's this very rare bottle of wine.
Sure.
And, she's like, well, yeah, I just asked my assistant to go get it. And the lawyer's like, well, do you know no liquor store in the city of Seattle sells this? As a matter of fact, no liquor store in a 500-mile radius sells this. And then Demi Moore throws this assistant under the bus. She's like, well, everybody knows that Anne has a drinking problem. Maybe
it's
she just
also-
brought it from home.
The assistant threw her under the bus too, like it said like she wasn't involved in this or something.
Yeah, like she's
Like,
basically
there was-
like, oh yeah, this one's crazy.
Well,
Yeah.
she's trying to keep her head down.
Sure.
And also, Demi Moore's been working there for approximately 48 hours.
Yeah.
So basically, Demi Moore, it all comes out. The tape like sinks her, even though it kind of shouldn't, but it does. And she's like, "Well, I'm a sexually aggressive woman, and you want us all." She makes this whole speech about like it's a sexual dominance and some such and
Yeah.
whatever, and like that's not
this movie.
No,
please.
it's a classic. Not in the fine speech. Not this movie.
Not
thing.
this movie, because later we're fucking dealing with virtual reality.
So basically, he wins the case, and he signs away these terms, and whoops, they can't fire him now. But they can't fire him for this, but they can fire him for mass incompetence because
Right.
that's just how
So
shit works.
now, twist, they still want to get rid of him. He thought he was vindicated completely, but there's another conspiracy to prove his incompetence. And then he's just like, ah, shit, I got to learn my job.
Yeah,
So now it's like Billy Madison, like fucking, like studying for the test, cramming.
I mean, it's outrageous. Like he's working late once again. Like on the day he settles this suit, he is still working long into the night. Which again, I'm like, this is not the industry for me.
and his wife is just like, oh man, what was so cool? Like 72 hours ago, my husband got a blowjob, and I haven't seen him since.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
That's awesome.
But then so like he stumbles upon Dylan Baker and Demi Moore in the office, and she's on like a Stairmaster or something.
That's another. There's a couple of lines about these women and the way that they're overtaking men. One of which is the guy from Point Break. Probably, he's like, "Man, it's like the Amazons, dude. They're on Stairmasters 24/7. They could kill us all, man." And
Oh,
I'm like,
that's
what
right.
are you talking about?
And that's something that Michael Douglas says later to Dylan Baker when after the whole thing goes down,
Yeah.
and then Dylan Baker's like, so she's saying that you sexually harassed her last night, buddy.
Yeah.
And he's like, what are you talking about? Did you see her? She could kick the shit out of both of us. I was like, what? Really?
She's She-Hulk. Haven't you seen?
He was just
Meanwhile, it's like tiny little Demi Moore. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about, Michael Douglas?
ever. So yeah, but on the Stairmaster, he overhears that they're like, "Well, destroy him tomorrow because the big meeting's going to happen. He's going to look like a fool."
Right.
And-
It's yet another presentation. I think at my count, there are 5 presentations in this movie.
Even if
In
you
5
survive,
days.
even if you survive the final presentation, why would you want to still work with Dylan Baker?
It's the final presentation.
And Donald Sutherland as
Yeah,
well. Like
they're
yeah.
fucking bastards.
exactly. So he has to go to this hotel and log into the VR system to get the files from Malaysia.
Holy shit.
And it's
Oh
just,
man,
this
he
is
puts
when it
on this
gets-
fucking helmet.
so
I mean, it's just so embarrassing to watch this thing.
it is no business in this movie
Hey,
whatsoever.
Angel, bring up the Malaysia file.
Oh, God.
And this fucking angel, like this little flying.
It's the guy.
Dude.
It's the Point Break guy.
Is it okay?
Well, first of all, it's bullshit for 2 reasons. One, well, it's like their version of Clippy, I guess is the idea. But also, this thing is totally sentient because, like, Michael Douglas is just like, hey, Angel, can you help me out? And, like, David Boreanaz walks in, and he's like, not you, the other one. But so then this dude is like, what can I help you with, Michael Douglas? And he's just talking to this thing.
Yes.
And the thing is talking back.
Yep.
And I'm like, virtual reality plus artificial intelligence is brought into this thing?
For filing cabinets.
And then, like, he's reading these documents, and then Demi Moore logs online, not in VR, so she's just like,
It's just her
an
avatar.
outline. Yeah,
It's so weird.
and she's deleting the files, and she, luckily, I guess, she can't see that Michael Douglas is hanging out in VR reading them.
Right.
And then he's just like, Angel, you were supposed to protect the files. Like, what?
So she goes in here to delete all the files, but then waits a minute or two before deleting all the videos and audio, which would be the bigger fucking evidence anyway.
Also, anyone see the rack on this avatar? It's ridiculous. Like,
Totally.
Because she's a female. Like, it's
That's
this like
female. Yeah, the female.
avatar thing.
Yeah.
It's like this like bodacious babe. Like, what are we
It's
talking
like-
about?
It's like a grid outline of a person with a humongous rack.
and what they're doing at this
and a nice
is
bottom to boot.
Oh, hello, Data. The holodeck has come alive, and it's quite buxom.
Data, I told you to clean that. It's covered in cum.
No, this is where like the thriller part of cyber thriller starts to, and they're trying to make this as nail biting as possible because it's like Michael or Donald Sutherland and all these businessmen are going to come up to the hotel suite to try out the technology, and it's like, oh no, Michael Douglas, they're coming, and you don't know it. But then also like in the VR world, this Demi Moore avatar keeps sneaking up on him, and it like will come into the frame.
It moves like
from
a ghost.
behind. Yeah, and it's just like da 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 da. And he's like, oh no, there it is again. Oh god, oh computer, come on, don't delete this. Oh no, god, and it keeps like spooking him.
And it does that stupid movie thing where like they're opening the door, and when they do, he's been gone for a couple minutes, and
Man,
it's like, well,
that
that's
sucks.
just my least favorite thing.
It's really stupid.
But the worst part about this is how he cracks he cracks two cases by someone just coming up and dumping evidence into his lap, because this other guy from Malaysia is getting Disneyland tickets.
He has been working his tits off to get this dude discount tickets to Disneyland.
Oh, Mohammed Jafar.
Muhammad Jafar himself
Yes.
is coming
Which
from
is not something horrible. We're saying this is the actual character.
Yeah, that's the actual
the
character.
character's name. Muhammad Jafar is coming from Malaysia with his family to go to fucking Disneyland, and Michael Douglas has been working his ass off to get these tickets for him. And so he calls him up. He's like, hey, Muhammad, I am really in a whole lot of shit, but I had to call you in the middle of the night to tell you I got you those Disneyland tickets. And this dude's just like, oh, cool. My family's going to be so happy. He's like, yeah. When you go in, by the way, you like drop my name. You're going to get a discount at the hotel. Like, it's this. I was like,
I'm just a really nice guy who likes to fuck.
What is their relationship too? Because this Muhammad's just like, I miss your face, Tom.
I think they're like
Well, you should
old
talk to that
coworkers.
fat guy you work with because I'm always on the video chat.
So this dude helps him out. He's like, oh, do you guys back up your files the same way we back up our files? He's like, yeah, just tell me what you need. So he then creates in a night, because this movie, we're cramming all of this into 5 days. He gets this whole case together against Demi Moore.
And faxes
Yes.
all night long to the office. I can just imagine like Donald Sutherland getting in the morning, picking up every phone. It's like, what is going on?
I just imagine like the doors are heaving and
But
just papers.
But that's the stupid thing too, is like, because he comes in the office, Cindy's there before him as always, and she's picking up this big like ream of paper because it's an old fax machine where like it doesn't break.
It's continuous.
Yeah, it's continuous, and it's like all over the place. She's like, this fax has been coming in since 7:00 in the morning. I was like, well, if it's been going on for hours, it would have run out of paper by now, right? Or is somebody reloading the machine every 5 minutes?
This is
school.
It's another. This is why this dude is unqualified for this job to work for this company, because you enact this whole thing. You're getting Muhammad Jafar involved. He's fucking faxing stuff all through the night for you. If you're enacting this whole plot, one, either fax it to my house, or two, if you have to fax it to the office, go there.
Yeah, be there. Be the guy to catch.
email.
Don't just presume that Cindy's going to get in there and not just like show it to somebody else, throw it away.
Everyone in your office is actively working against you, including Cindy, by the way.
Yeah.
You're number one.
And he's just like, just send it here. I'll show up whenever the fuck tomorrow morning.
He should have been in there all night long.
Yeah. Just getting all that, changing the paper out of the machine, first of all, because
that
definitely.
works.
You're used to getting up at 3 a.m. anyway, so I don't understand why this is so hard for
Goddamn,
you.
Fucking changing an ink cartridge at 4 a.m.
This is what my life's come to.
How much is it? Ink cartridges? What? That's so fucking ridiculous.
Fucking
maybe I
millennials with their $9 cup of coffee. Shit.
These Amazons trying to take my job.
Fucking Pike Place blend piece of shit
Oh,
coffee.
God. Pike Place is the worst.
So he does make up with Cindy before this all goes down. And he's like, well, I'm sorry I've been systematically sexually harassing you for years and kind of making you feel like shit, but thanks.
But isn't it cool that I'm suing a woman for doing the same thing?
Like he
Isn't that
makes
awesome?
he makes a legitimate apology to
Sure.
her.
Yes.
To which then she turns around and slaps him on the ass with a folder.
That's it. You're next. I'm suing you.
I'm fucking Sue happy now, baby. I got a taste for it.
It'd be great if she slapped him on the phone. Like, oh, what? You want to get fucked? Like, oh, no, I do not. No, I don't.
Oh, you don't,
Oh,
huh?
I'm going to throw you across the room and ask anyway.
Sit on some champagne bottles, Cindy.
Or some minions, those little yellow guys.
Whoa.
Those guys get sexually harassed, I bet.
Oh, totally. And they got like little buxom butt cheeks too. Those guys.
They do.
Why do those things need little asses? Because if you got an ass, you got an asshole.
And that means they're shitting, man.
Yeah, and those minions don't need to be
Fucking-
shitting.
Fucking Raisinets. Well, I'm in the theater. I'm going to the movies. Have some Raisinets. Oh, wait, they're coming out of Minions? Great.
Oh, is that do I see a minion working at that concession stand?
Well, they're into everything. They're like gremlins.
They really are. They're little animated gremlins.
Wait, this isn't buttered popcorn. That's just Minion dust.
Ground up minion dust.
Yep.
I'm into it.
So then, like, it's the big presentation. And we've been told, by the way, they're like, oh, by the way, Michael Douglas, it's no big deal. It's 3-minute presentation. Like, don't worry about it. So he gets in and everybody's there. Someone's taking pictures because there's flash photography. And I was like, this is a bigger deal than what they...
It's the day of the merger.
The press is there. The press is there. That's why they're going to make him look incompetent in front of the press.
Right, so
so they
this
can
is-
finally be rid of him.
And the whole thing, by the way, is that they've been cutting corners in the Malaysian plant, not using, appropriate tools. There's been dust in what should be like airtight rooms.
And
All
apparently
this
people are like physically putting chips into like
punching them.
yeah, yeah, really cutting corners here.
Yeah, they were talking about the air quality and dirt's getting in everything now because like Demi Moore had like moved them to like a worse air quality area to make the costs cheaper or something.
Yeah.
And then there's like he's presenting all this info against her, and she's like, "No, that's not right. That's not true. I was actually there putting down a labor dispute." Like, what the fuck does that mean?
Well, what's awesome is she says something like, "Oh, well, no, I've never been to Malaysia. What are you talking about?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, take a look at this, baby." And he turns on like Malaysian local news, and it's like white woman visits factory.
I guess they overnighted that shit, man.
Yeah, what fucking fax machine did that come out of?
yeah,
Oh, my God.
video files by 7 gigs at least.
Yeah, so
lots of
she's
gigs.
definitely seen the CD-ROM assembly line, and she wasn't, in fact, I guess, with a bunch of guys with sticks hitting workers, whatever putting down a labor dispute might have been. So she's been proven as
Evil fraud.
evil, fraudulent. The list goes on and on.
And like Donald Sutherland kind of sells her out a little bit. She makes this weird speech about like it is like a fake like comeuppance at the end of a movie because she like goes, "Oh, nobody cares about this shit, Tom. You're gonna be screwed. You're fucked, Tom." And then like the other guy that climbed is like, "Can you make the darn thing or not?" And she's like, "But I never. I had no idea."
And
Whatever.
Michael Douglas is just like, "Yes, we can, sir. So buy this company."
But there's also that bullshit like at the end where she's like, "I'm just doing what a man would do," and like, this is not Oleana. This is not like the husband and wife are not going to have a hour-long discussion over coffee after this movie is done. It's a piece of shit movie.
Yes, the
That has
politics
nothing
are
to say
awful.
about sexual harassment whatsoever.
Nope.
It has very little to say about VR.
It's got more to say about VR.
You might argue about HR for a little bit. That's about it.
And
So she's fired.
there's this other woman in the movie that doesn't
Right.
matter
Yeah.
because she does matter at the end.
I
It's like,
thought it was the lady who was the college professor on Buffy, but that wasn't
no,
the
it's
case.
not her. No.
No,
But
unfortunately.
she's been in a lot of stuff.
Yes, not Lindsay Krause.
Oh, good call. Nice. So what's the deal with her?
She's like she's in like all of these big meetings and like Douglas is like, how's it going, Stephanie? Doing cool? Great. And she's like, yes, I am. Thank you. And then like, and then,
they do mention like she's been with the company for like
Yes.
20 years.
She was his main before Demi Moore came in. It was him. It was her and Michael Douglas were the ones who were up for the vice presidency.
Got it.
Right,
Until
right.
Demi Moore.
swooped in, but
Swooped in.
she has like no lines or arc in this movie. But then at the end, like Donald Sutherland's like, well, it's time for me to announce another vice president, and he does this thing like,
Welcome to the 38th Hunger Games.
like he does this big speech when Demi Moore gets there. He's like, we're shattering the glass ceilings today, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone's
Yeah.
like, ew, don't say that.
Oh, stop it.
That you're making a fool of yourself. And boo. And he's like, well, I worried too much last time about glass ceilings when I should have been looking for the right person for the job. And it's like, oh, fuck.
And I didn't remember the end of this movie, and I was like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Don't give Michael Douglas this promotion.
He's asking for another vice president. don't know. I'm just thinking about that line from Sidekicks. He's asking for another brick. I don't know why. That line just repeats in my head a lot.
They both have the same amount to say about sexual harassment.
And he's asking for another brick.
And it winds up being this woman, and she's like, "Oh, by the way, this is my son he's home from college." And this little kid's like, "Hello," and he's like, "Oh, isn't your professor? Hey, Jeremy, is your professor named Arthur Friend?" And he's like, "Why, yes, it is." Well, I guess you could say you were a friend to me. And he's like, "That's the end of that movie."
Hey, Jeremy, doesn't your professor have a fake name?
They drag it out so much worse than that, though, because he's like, "Oh, you're Jeremy, huh? Oh, you go to." By the way, I hate this movie shit where they're like, "You go to the university," and he's like, "Yeah, that's right." And he's like, "Oh, wait, don't you study with Arthur Friend?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm his teaching assistant." "Oh, and Arthur Friend's been out of the country for the last month, right?" "Yeah, that's right." "Oh, okay, so I guess you could say when he's out of the country, you have access to his office and his email password."
Keys to the office, and you feed his cat.
Come on, get to it.
This kid is just like, he can't keep winking anymore. His eyelids are tired.
And to answer your question, Jeremy, my cock is hard.
He's like, "Well, that one wasn't
You consider myself kind of a pig.
And then he's just like, Jeremy, your mother's quite the woman." And he's just like, yeah, she is. And we're just like giggling toward the credits.
Whatever, man.
Woo. That's awful.
It's 2 hours and 8 minutes of disclosure.
And then it's just, and like the credits roll over like scenic, beautiful Seattle and outer lying areas.
Isn't it weird that the wife is not a character in this movie? Like, they have that one blow up, but there's never a scene where they kind of come to terms or get divorced.
I'm not sure if he ever says sorry to her.
No, he's never said the word
no,
sorry.
Anything to fucking apologize for.
Well,
God damn it.
Yeah, you're right, Michael Douglas, because he was assaulted, Chris.
If it was a woman, everyone would have to apologize to her, right?
Wow, yes. I like that trail off. It was like the Looney Tunes, Michael Douglas against the Roadrunner.
You know, and it's a bummer that this wife sort of peters out of the movie, but it's not quite a bummer that Dennis Miller kind of falls into the background.
He's a fucking stick figure at the end of the movie.
But what it should have been, though, is Dennis Miller is actually on his side, and he gets a little too close.
Oh, yeah.
Gets a little too onto the tail of Donald Sutherland and his nefarious scheme. And what's that, Dennis Miller? Car bomb, you say?
Oh, man.
Like, because doesn't he meet a pretty fantastic end in the net? Isn't he murdered in that movie?
He is murdered in the
so.
net.
Did he get measles or something?
I don't know if he gets.
There's some sort of
he's allergic to something.
Yes, yeah, and there's like a medical mix-up or something like
Yeah.
that.
Does he get killed in Murder in 1600?
Probably.
I don't remember, but
that'd be an easy body.
Is he the titular murder?
no, I don't think so.
No.
Although I do
Wesley
believe
Snipes, you got to get out of the fucking White House, babe.
that might be his Stay Tuned, as a matter of fact. I haven't seen
But
that movie in a while.
I do believe Dennis Miller is the mistress from Absolute Power, though, Eric. So you might have gotten that screwed up. The one that Gene Hackman strangles to death.
Oh, I like that.
Clint Eastwood is in this sex chair watching through a two-way mirror.
Clint Eastwood watching Gene Hackman get it on.
Well, I didn't think this was happening to me being an old cat burglar.
Let me
Thought I'd watch the president have sexual...
let me take off my raincoat and open this crotch.
makes my blood boil in my penis. I have a boner.
Did somebody say boner? I'm the lawyer from this movie.
Go get her, Hackman.
You might say I'm a friend.
Oh, and that's disclosure. Would anybody recommend this movie?
No. I mean, it's kind of fun in terms of like if you're a 90s kind of person that like really enjoys watching people wear brown and have power mullets. And
Brown's coming back, man.
You think it's
Don't
coming back?
fight it. I like Brown.
But it's just not. I mean, it's a relic of its time. It's not at all what it wants to be or what it thinks it is.
Right.
And it's just the most wrong-headed movie about sexual harassment I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, there's nothing here. Avoided at most costs.
I'm going to say it's kind of like a Hangover movie because it's dumb enough, and there's twists and turns, which sounds stupid, but
No, I got
and they
you.
are stupid. But I was actually, engaged in watching it, which I can't say for a lot of the movies we do.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of in agreement with you here.
It's not good. It's like a watch it. It's like, ooh, what, like what? And it's wrong. And you're right. You're right.
Well, don't listen to anything this movie thinks it's saying.
And also, you put in fucking virtual reality, bad 90s virtual reality. And I'm
that's-
there every time because it's just fun to watch. It's stupid.
It's so stupid.
fun and
it's
stupid.
so stupid.
But it's a bad
it's so
movie,
stupid
but yeah.
with the VR. It is a 90s relic, and I'm just one of those guys,
Yeah.
man. I was loving all these fucking baggy pantsuits and the power mullets and the whole thing. It is terrible. What an ugly time to be alive. But just don't listen to anything it says. And also, I mean, if you're hungover, right, you just stay awake long enough for the most uncomfortable, chemistry-less, dull, dead-eyed sex scene ever to be put in a movie, and then pass out, and then you wake up and there's a bunch of shitty, virtual reality stuff going on.
A bunch of lawyers saying boner. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
A lot of
but
Michael
there you
Douglas
go.
saying, "Oh God, oh God,
Oh God!
oh God."
Actually, it's. I just kept thinking of George C. Scott in Hardcore. Like, oh God! Oh, turn it off! Turn it off!
Turn off the VR.
Here's some of my friends.
That's Disclosure, directed by Barry Levinson. If you want more WHM, check out our website, WHMpodcast.com, or find us over on the HeadGum Network page. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. We are at WHM Podcast, and write into the mailbag, we all hate movies at gmail.com. Rate and review the show wherever you get it. We would greatly appreciate it. Patreon.com/We Hate Movies. Subscribe. You get the Big Daddy Dispatch. You get Animation Damnation, the Nexus commentaries, all sorts of exclusive
Did you
extras.
like that Star Trek riff we did? Well, we got a whole Star Trek show on Patreon.
There you go.
And we're about to announce what the next month is going to be. But if you
shit.
were a patron, you've known this for a couple of weeks.
Oh, shit.
You get stuff in the Big Daddy Dispatch a little early.
Right?
So
the schedule of all the episodes we're going to do in advance.
we're next week is the beginning of the summer blockbuster extravaganza, which we always get super excited for.
Yeah, hashtag SBE 2017.
But this year we're less excited
Good reason.
because we are, for no good reason, doing all of the Transformers Michael Bay movies,
Yep.
one after another, starting next week.
That's right. So next week, it's Transformers 2007. Get ready for that, and it's just going to keep going. Fucking Revenge of the Fallen, Dark Side of the Fuckface, all the way up through last night, man, where we're doing the whole thing.
I didn't even know that.
Are we doing the new one?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, all right.
Well,
I was like, oh, wait, am I making promises I can't keep?
You're writing checks your body can't cash.
That's exactly right. So, yeah, next week we start SBE 2017 with the Transformers-a-thon, and then there's just a couple of leftover weeks in the season after that for some non-Transformers-related blockbusters.
But they're big ones.
Yeah,
They've been on our list for a while.
Long time coming. Stay tuned.
Nice busters.
That's right. To
Big
wrap up,
busters.
to wrap up WHM season 7.
Not just blocks. Avenue buster.
That's right, Eric. Avenue Busters, indeed.
Neighborhood Buster.
Gonna bust a
City Buster.
Busted makes me feel good.
There it is. So until next week, when the Transformers-a-thon kicks off, I'm Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadak.
Chris Gavin.
Eric Siska.
Take it easy.
That was a HeadGum podcast.